Liverpool fan in Japan.
Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man, Sai. Arne Slot's Liverpool has just drawn 2-2 with Arsenal in the Premier League away at the Emirates. One of the hardest fixtures in the Premier League. Away and out of the fixture, we got a point and we had to come back twice from a deficit. 1-0 down, 2-1 down to do it. Now, Arne Slot's tactical brilliance was on show here, but there are a few iffy moments. There were 99 problems and time wasting was one of them. And Arsenal are the master of the dark arts with the low block and concealing players like Jurriën Timber and Saka for the starting lineup. So let's get into the analysis. This is a channel of substance and abundance, and I'm going to go through the main talking points and why you might be too quick to rule out Andy Robertson from future form appearances, why Mo Salah is kept on for 90 minutes, why Darwin Nunez is an incredible striker, issues with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Arsenal's tactical ploys that cause problems for Liverpool all day long. So let's get into it. Now, there's a lot of criticism and a lot of poor rating of Andy Robertson's appearance and performance yesterday against Bukayo Saka. But keep in mind, Bukayo Saka is one of the top players in the world. He's silky. He's got a delicious left foot. His touch is on a point. That ball by Ben White, right? Releasing Bukayo Saka on the run. He got ahead of steam and on the sprint, got the ball ahead of Andy Robertson. There was too big a gap between Andy Robertson and Bukayo Saka. And on that day, with that pass and in that situation, Bukayo Saka could have done that to anyone. Doesn't matter whether it's Tsimikas, Gvardiol, Ferland Mendy. Doesn't matter who it is. Bukayo Saka can skin anybody on the day, cutting inside. And when he's inside on that left foot position, he's going to smash it by Kelleher. No chance, right? If he cuts inside any left back in world football on that transition, it's almost game over. Now, Robertson committed. If he didn't commit, with the amount of space between him and Saka, Saka could have done him around on the outside as well and pulled it back, and there's another threatened goal. So he took a gamble, and it failed to pay off, and Bukayo Saka finished excellently. When you play the top teams, there will be occasions that you are pinned 1v1 against their prominent attackers. It's a system effort to defend up. When the ball is that good by Ben White, it's almost Trent Alexander-esque, right? And Saka's touch is that good, he gets it under control and he stands you up and he beats you with a shimmy and a piece of skill. Sometimes you just bow your head and say too good. The reason why Andy Robertson is still very favoured and very good in that position is he never let his head drop. Now, he didn't have the most effective game and he's the most limited technically in the whole first 11 squad, but he's a leader. He always shows for the ball. He never went hiding. He always was willing to take the ball in difficult situations, communicated his way out of the backline press. And if you notice in the first half, we were under the cosh. They pushed heavy into our half. They pressed, right? Absolutely immensely. I'm talking about Arsenal here. They made it so difficult to play out from the back, but Andy Robertson never went hiding, always showed for the ball, always showed urgency to move the ball further forward and shift the ball out, and tried his best to make the extra man in the sixth position. The fact that as a leader, getting skinned, getting embarrassed, going 1-0 down away at one of the hardest grounds in world football in Emirates with a raucous crowd because they were on fire. You know, they're a stolen version of LFIJ, for example. They can't talk about winning European football or European Cups. But in front of that raucous atmosphere, Andy Robertson never went hiding, always called for the ball, tried his best defensive duties diligently, and Lucho Diaz, having had to stay high to pin back Thomas Partey because Partey was inverting into the midfield as an extra midfielder and was almost a secondary playmaker on the right-hand side. You'll notice that Arsenal targeted our left-hand side, Van Dijk and Robertson and Lucho Diaz again and again, right? McAllister was hard to get into the game as well. Curtis Jones playing between the lines. He was actually really effective in a roaming, holding, playing position, a Gini Wijnaldum of sorts, because he is press resistance. He is a technical baller who's very good at holding the ball. And in that kind of game, Gravenberch and Jones outplayed Alexis McAllister because McAllister just couldn't get into the groove of things. The pace and tempo bypassed him somewhat. And when he got the yellow card, it's very hard for him to effectively close down Arsenal's player. Now, Arsenal overload our left-hand side, as I said. Robertson tried to do what he can, stood up to the task because Lucho Diaz had to play high to try to pin Thomas Partey back, chasing shadows almost somewhat. So our left side was ineffective in that particular half. And when that ball over by Ben White, well done, Saka. Well played. And Arteta hid him behind in the gym for the media duties, came out and he ripped us a new one, 1-0 down. But once again, you do your best with what you got. And in that situation, in the big matches where sometimes you have to defend 1v1. If you get skinned, it is what it is. But Liverpool, to their credit, kept playing under Arne Slot's tactics, the slot machine, right? You'll notice, even when we're behind 1-0 down, 2-1 down, we don't rush to situations because you turn over the ball too often. And we went from back to front too much because we couldn't play our way out from the back because Arsenal's effective shielding, the straight line across our sixth position, made it very, very hard for Gravenberch to turn out of danger and to beat the first man, beat the press, because there's always a secondary man there. The fact that they played a pressing free Declan Rice, right? Partey inverting into the middle as well. Leandro Trossard, hard, 10 in the diamond position, right on our number 6 player, right on Gravenberch, with the players behind him as well. Partey inverting from right back, Declan Rice pushing up as that kind of defensive shield in front of our 6 as well. Very, very hard to play through Arsenal. Credit to Arteta. And Arne Slot in the first half likes to gauge the game, see how the opposition set up, see what press they set up before changing the tactics with energy and with legs for the later rounds in boxing as well. He mentioned in the press conference, Arsenal's best players couldn't last the duration of the game, whether it's through intensity or fatigue, or for example, injuries. Gabriel, Saliba, we know, was out. Saka got injured as well. The Gabriel Duran Timber, he went out as well. Arne Slot could still rely on the legs in the midfield, and that's what's won a lot of games in the past, and that composure and calmness to find the right ball. And we'll move on to Trent Alexander-Arnold next. Just before we get into our Scouts heartbeat, and forget contract negotiations and talks, we'll get onto that slightly later as well, more in depth in a different video. But isn't it so refreshing that Arne Slot's honesty, he befuddles the media. They have no response and comeback. For example, he's open as a Dutchman to saying the F word on occasion, right? When he said it to Ibu Konate, every time Arsenal have the ball, they go down onto the floor, F this and all that kind of stuff. And he repeated it again to the amusement of the media and the pundits and the journalists in the crowd. And he's saying it to Ibu Konate, right? He was unleashing the beast, unleashing the emotion and anger, but a fourth official thought he said it about him, and therefore he got a yellow card. It's totally undeserved. Retract a yellow card for the shiny one. Up the shiny one. We got a point away at the Emirates. But no, he is surprisingly honest and refreshing. And he does give away exactly what's on his mind as well, because he said Nunez had to play. We have no other strikers in the squad, right? Wow, what a show of confidence, because Diogo Jota, our main striker who always scores against Arsenal, is away. Now, people who say Diogo Jota, it was a big miss, it would have been a different game. You can't go in hindsight. You don't know what will happen. Saka still could have scored that goal. It would have nothing to do with Diogo Jota, for example. But Darwin Nunez, a vote of confidence as the only striker starting the game. It means he doesn't see Cody Gakpo as a viable option as striker. He's a legit left winger. Mo Salah is not a striker, not a pseudo striker. He's a legit right winger, right inside forward, right? So our strikers are Diogo Jota, Darwin Nunez, and possibly Jadon Danns in this season, right? He's straight up. You can tell exactly what he's thinking. Because he also stuck it to the media, who said we've only had easy games in Liverpool so far. We're top of the table because we had easy games. We got told previously, before his success, that there are no easy games in the Premier League. Get in that shiny one. He knows what's up. People, especially the media, trying to big you up just to bring you down, right? But when you're an unknown quantity, give you a chance, looking to back the little man. But when you are the big man, when you're the shiny man at the top of the mountain, right, they've got to try to take some of your sheen, some of your gleam, some of your sparkliness, pika away from you, because he's great. He's fantastic, and he knows exactly what's up. He did say Arsenal pressed Liverpool effectively. We could not build up on the back, so he had to change things, obviously dropping Jones and McAllister deeper into a pivot alongside the line of Gravenberch, having Mo Salah in the half-space position to play from there. Mo Salah was probably our most effective player at trying to be an outlet as well. And Darwin Nunez never gave up the half because he ran for days. His effort was immense. He did say Arsenal had an extra day's rest, and we had an away fixture against RB Leipzig at the travel as well. And when Arsenal play at home is a big advantage because the crowd, the tempo, the atmosphere can raise up your energy levels, even though you're feeling leggy as well. He put it all out on a plate there, and he still earned a point, and he was still on form in his media duties. So fantastic. Arne Slot is our manager, and I'm so happy about it. What a great man. And let's talk about another great man, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who got the assist before the assist twice, right? That corner whipped in. Luis Diaz flicks it on with the head, bravery to get their head. Virgil van Dijk running in, steamrolled that ball into the back of net. Pow! Bosh! Right into the back of net, 1-1. Set pieces. Everyone talked about Arsenal's set piece threat. Liverpool have set piece threat, and I mentioned it in the big preview as well. 1-1. He's our captain, he's the leader, and he's really, really trying to get us, drag us back on terms. Now, Ibu Konate was probably the better of the two between Van Dijk and Konate, but they did focus on left-hand side, and we were a bit befuddled because of all the players, especially Mikel Merino as well, pulling the strings. Now, he's like a Zubamendi Jr., moving and shifting the ball around. It's not just about getting a number 6 in place, it's about getting the right player who adds to your team. Mikel Merino, unfortunately, playing between the lines, does their Gini Wijnaldum role very, very well. He moves the ball, shifts the ball, is a safe pair of legs as well, and obviously he got the second goal. just onside by a trailing leg, his body in position. They got the goal. Ibu Konate defended absolutely astoundingly well, front-footed, battling, and he had to as well. He always has to cover for Trent Alexander-Arnold on that right-hand side, but he knows his duty. He's got the attributes, which is why he's playing ahead of Quansah at the moment, ahead of Joe Gomez. Now, they were course to put Joe Gomez in at left back, but Joe Gomez is slightly weaker on the build-up, mainly because he doesn't offer the balance with the left foot, but Gomez would have been a good core defending Saka. We were just lucky that Martinelli has been off colour and off form for a lot of the games this season, especially towards the latter part of last season as well. He is a hot and cold flair player, a little bit like Marcus Rashford. And when he's off, he's off. Most of Arsenal's promising build-up play absolutely collapsed when it went to Martinelli because he only beat Trent Alexander-Arnold around the outside for pace, but can't stand up a good delivery. Now, there are a few balls that flashed across the front of our goal. But in all honesty, Queef Kelleher didn't have too much to do. But speaking of goalkeepers, did you see Mamardashvili's double save Valencia? Gordon Banks-esque. Fantastic. Can I do a cheeky clip here or there? Let's try to clip one in here. Have a look-see. Hopefully, I can keep this in. Quick looky. Oh, and he's a gigantic man as well. He's almost Alisson reborn. I hope he can bring this form into Liverpool. It'll probably be Alisson 1, Mamardashvili 2, fighting for number 1 spot, rotating on occasion. Kelleher, for all his brilliance, deserves to be a starting goalkeeper, and he won't get that as long as Alisson Becker is still under contract. But I'm digressing just a bit. This is a channel of substance in abundance.
The cream of the crop!
And we're going to focus on Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? The assist before the assist, the second ball, right? You play Trent Alexander-Arnold because of his offensive capability, and he's been defensively solid this season. And it says a lot that Bukayo Saka got a lot more joy out of Robertson than Martinelli got out of Trent Alexander-Arnold. He starts deeper. Now, when he inverted into the base of midfield to give us the extra man, extra body midfield in the second half, which called on Ibu Konate to do even more defensive duties, that second ball bent around with Nunez and Salah to chase. Salah knew he couldn't get there, didn't have the legs that Nunez had, but that intelligent run by Salah to cut inside, and we'll come back to Salah in a moment as well, but all facilitated by Trent Alexander-Arnold having the vision and awareness. Now, a few times before that, he tried the Hollywood ball, he tried the through ball, and he's going to fail on many an occasion because these are the hardest balls in world football, so you only rely on your absolute ballers to play that from a deep position, right? You might think of your Michael Laudrup, your Andrea Pirlo, your Mihailovic, for example, your Xabi Alonso, to play these balls consistently. And I think Trent Alexander-Arnold isn't the most consistent in these long balls. Even Gerrard, right, hit so many of these balls. Trent is more like a Gerrard in a way that a lot of these balls fail because he looks to play them because the team look to him to change the point of attack, the phase of attack, to play these balls. Now, his body language is slightly lackadaisical. It looks like too cool for school. Looks like he's not completely focused and upward. The body language for England is slightly different. And the body language in the biggest of fixtures, Champions League final, Barcelona match against Real Madrid, in the biggest fixtures, body language is slightly different. But this is who he is. It's not because he's lazy. And it's not because he doesn't give a shiz. He needs this calmness and composure because this is what differentiates him from a lung-busting up and down right back like Conor Bradley, completely different type. And that's why Trent starts ahead of Conor Bradley. He needs to impose his personality, his demeanour, to feel comfortable, feel calm and composed, to hit the ball and constantly be thinking where he needs to transition into the right area to make the effective play. Now, Arne Slot moved him into the base of midfield and in the right wing-back slot, right, to allow for that ball in and behind for Nunez and Salah to chase on. He overhit a few balls to Salah in the first half, undercut some switches to the other side, and you might notice that his short ball passing game was actually atrocious. It was really bad. And on the ball as well, in terms of manoeuvring the ball and shielding the ball, this is why he doesn't play in midfield as a starter. He lacks the ability to shift the ball and take the ball in his stride like a Curtis Jones because his air of influence, his sphere of influence, the ability to do something with the ball, he needs the ball further away from his feet, right? He's not one that can dig that pass underneath his feet, at least not consistently. He needs the ball further away from his feet, and he got very lucky on one occasion in centre midfield when he did a really, I won't say appalling, but quite a lazy turn into two Arsenal midfielders who were right on him, and somehow the ricochets ended up nicely for him and Liverpool retained possession, because if Arsenal turn him over there, that is a transition in which we suffer, because Arsenal are very good in those transitions. Solid blocks, get the ball, Gengen press, high turnover, 1-2 in on goal, right? It was on the one transition, the one clear transition that we got, and Mikel Arteta referenced it in the post-match interview as well, that we counter-attacked and got that ball, and that's who you want. You want Trent Alexander-Arnold instigating that ball before the assist before the assist, for the transition. But he really needs, I won't say to up his intensity, because his intensity in defending is very, very good, but just a little bit more awareness and cuteness before the ball gets to him to shield. He could learn a lot from Curtis Jones on how to move the ball, Gravenberch from how to maneuver the ball to get the ball into a position where he can play quicker. Once again, he is the risque passer in our team. He will make mistakes. Arne Slot and the team are relying on him to break the deadlock, to get the goals, because that's what you pay the big money for, that God-given talent to do that. But he does come with clear flaws. But he has to be in the lineup for his ability to get the points, because at the end of the day, the points are what's important. And you got to give him the chance again and again. It's almost the same reason why you keep Mo Salah on for the 90 minutes, because he has that God-given ability to change the narrative of the game, change the point of attack of the game, and the opposition have to set up differently, considering that Trent is always on the field. You've got to be careful of those transitions, or block him out on the transitions, or be careful for set pieces, because you notice Arsenal as well, in our left sixth position, in their right half space attacking position, the kind of Mo Salah inside forward position, they won free kick after free kick, and Declan Rice with delicious curving balls with their set piece coach. We didn't heed the lessons. We didn't learn our lessons. We didn't even look at Arsenal players when they're delivering that in. And it was threatening on many, many occasions. Mikel Merino actually got a clearer chance before the headed shot on goal with a flying volley in the air that scuffed, but we didn't learn from lessons. In the same way, Trent Alexander-Arnold on the transition, every team knows what he can do, but sometimes you just can't stop it. You get the flaws that you do with him, but you also get the ability and the talent. It just is frustrating somewhat to see his very relaxed demeanor, but that almost is who he is. So you can't complain too much. But as a viewer and as a human, you feel what you feel. It's the emotions, it's the passion. But yeah, enough about Trent Alexander-Arnold. He rightly performed very, very well, because it was his responsibility and his duty to mark Martinelli, which he snuffed out very, very well. And another word for Gabriel Jesus, right? How far has he dropped? He looks a shadow of his former self, lacking confidence, no power in the shot, always looks sad or frustrated as well. And their goal was rightly, it wasn't even ruled out. It was whistled and called way before that. And Trent Alexander-Arnold was the only one who kept playing to try to snuff out the danger, because Konate and Van Dijk actually stopped. So the furore on social media, message boards and Reddits around a soft, hand by Havertz, or bundling, jumping, contesting ball, and Kiwior as well. It doesn't matter. The referee blew the whistle, and credit to Anthony Taylor, the referee. I thought he managed the game really well. Consistent performance, quite good cause, quite fair on the whole, except from that one with Gabriel and Nunez, because what was Nunez meant to do? Gabriel almost swung his leg into Nunez and was falling down before Nunez actually touched him, and Nunez, the foul was called against Nunez when Gabriel actually made contact, instigated contact with Nunez. Oh, well, I digress just a little bit. Back to the bolds. We struck gold. Arne Slot is the best. Up the shiny one again. That's 2 for now, because we scored 2 goals. But yes, Trent Alexander-Arnold, you get what you get with him. But let's talk about Mo Salah. Mo Salah's really up for it. He always scores against the top 6, against the top 4. He's right up there now. Jermaine Defoe, Robbie Fowler. What a honor to see Mo Salah play. He's still underrated in the eyes of many. Eden Hazard said it himself. Mo Salah's consistency in goals, better player. What an argument. Who would you pick, Eden Hazard or Mo Salah, in comments below? In fact, who would you even argue was a better, right wing forward than Mo Salah in the Premier League? You won't win the argument, but let's see what you think in the comments below. You play him because he will always bank on that one clear chance, and he will do everything with his best attribute, the off the ball movement, to put that one goal, that one chance away. When that comes to him, you don't want anyone else except Mo Salah. That intelligent run, knowing that Nunez is faster than him on the diagonal, and if Mo Salah got it, he'd get it on the right foot as well and have to cut inside. So he cut inside in between the 2 defenders, because it was defense offensive transition, and they can't live with the off the ball movement and that intelligent run. And a word for Darwin Nunez's playmaking ability, right? Because intelligent run, head up, and did you see the control and the weight? It was almost a crest pushed pass. It wasn't hit with venom. It wasn't hit with vigor. It was a crest pushed path into Mo Salah's trajectory line of running, for Mo Salah to bend in first time into the side of the net without even needing to think, break a sweat, or move. He would have done that a million times in training and in the biggest match as well. Darwin Nunez's composure is excellent. You underestimate it because he's a wild man. He's an agent of chaos, but Darwin Nunez is a very intelligent player that's willing to learn. He's willing to learn slot ball. He's making the right runs. He's tracking back, and his defensive duties is diligent. He's winning the ball, snappy in the challenge as well. defensively solid on defensive responsibilities, aerial set pieces, heading the ball away, marking the man. He's focused, laser focused, because he really wants to make something out of this opportunity at Liverpool. His runs are excellent. What more do you want in a tough fixture where you're under the cosh, away from possession, where your players have to play deeper, away from Darwin Nunez? You haven't got a 10 next to him. You haven't got inside forwards next to him as well. Everyone has to play their part. His off-the-ball movement, excellent. His energy, excellent. Enthusiasm, excellent. Closing down, excellent. Defensive responsibility, excellent. Got the key assist as well. Unselfish. Not hitting hopes. Not letting the lack of goals worry him. Darwin Nunez is such a good player. People who are like, I'd rather Dom Solanke. I'm sorry, Dom Solanke isn't even in the same caliber as high potential, world class up there forwards. Dom Solanke is an excellent player. I love Dom Solanke. He's a hidden weeb as well. Loves his anime in Japan stuff as well. But it's different class. They're not in the same trajectory for potential output. Dom Solanke would not be Uruguay's #1 striker. Let's just put it that way, for example. Okay, have faith. He'll come good. He's under a fantastic coach. He's been coached by 3 fantastic coaches, Bielsa, Klopp, and now the shiny one, Arne Slot. Darwin Nunez is an important player, and we got the points here thanks to Darwin Nunez' defensive and offensive contributions that weighted past. Thing of beauty, and Mo Salah, metric king, Egyptian king. Off-the-ball movement has been his best attribute forever. It's just when he's a magical dribbler and a gifted left foot. You forgot that off-the-ball movement is always there because it's in between the ears. Hopefully we can win biggies this season. But yeah, I love me some Mo Salah and Darwin Nunez. And Lucho Diaz, unfortunately, had a tough time against Thomas Partey because Thomas Partey is one of those players that's underrated. He always do a willing job no matter where you deploy him. Off the field shenanigans aside, he played Lucho Diaz really, really well. And even on occasion, the one occasion which Lucho Diaz got around the outside, I think Thomas Partey played him very, very well. On those kind of smart, calculated players like Carvajal and Partey, unfortunately, it's very tough for Lucho Diaz to get the best of, but it's okay. We had Nunez and Salah on the other side. And that is why it's so important to have a choice of attackers, especially in Arne Slot's system, right? He loves his winger wonderland. To have Gakpo and Diaz on the left, different opportunities for the players, different attributes, different ways of winning a game. Mo Salah, Federico Chiesa, especially when he comes back as well, forget those loan rumors, AC Milan or Italy. They're just building up some stirring, some shiz in, behind the scenes. Forget the media trying to put down Liverpool, and Arne Slot's a shiny one. Jota and Nunez through the middle as well. Harvey Elliott able to play on the right as well. Jota able to play on the left. Nunez able to play on the left. So much attacking variety. Jadon Danns is still here as well. When you have so much attacking firepower and someone on form and the ability to facilitate and find them, with a midfielder, Gravenberch, McAllister, Soboslai, Endo, Curtis Jones, all the good players, right? At the back as well, keeping the clean sheets. That's why it's more important defensive solidarity, defensive shape, knowing their team can always score goals. We've almost never failed to score goals except that Nottingham Forest game where we should have had a goal or two at least anyway, right? Built on defensive solidarity, everyone working for each other with these premium players who can find a game-winning contribution like Trent Alexander-Arnold, McAllister, Gravenberch, for example. With that firepower and someone, at least one of them on form, that's a recipe for a very, very good season. So Liverpool have compiled an excellent squad, and we haven't even utilised Wataru Endo, Joe Gomez, Connor Bradley, right? Alisson is out injured as well, but we're not dropping form. This is a much heralded and useful point for Liverpool. Up the Reds, we're on our way. We are feeling good after the draw. We got battered in the first half. It's about standing tough, standing tall, that fighting spirit. Yeah, Liverpool and Japan make a big deal about fighting spirit, the inner belief, channeling, the jinsei, the life energy, the soul onto the field, leaving everything out there, the blood, sweat and tears. And Arsenal are the ones who deflated because going into 80th minute, they were winning 3 points, 3 valuable points to chase Man City. It would have been within, 3 points of Manchester City. Now they're 5 points behind, with Liverpool only 1 point behind, and the title race is still there to be done, right? Liverpool are in the right position to challenge on all fronts, knowing that we've got Man United out of the way. We've got the Chelsea game out of the way. We've got the Arsenal game out of the way. We're doing fantastic in Champions League. The season is looking extra bright. Arsenal are massively deflated. Arteta had to resort to the dark arts of hiding Jurriën Timber, hiding Bukayo Saka, pushing the players to the limit, and they still couldn't win anything in the last few seasons. And now with the burnout, they were talking about an injury crisis, right? Odegaard, sure, injured on international duty. But William Saliba's not injured. It's for his own reckless challenge that he got a red card. So that's on them. You can't blame anyone but themselves for that. Gabriel, absolutely cooked because he's intense week in, week out. He's out as well. But all the media failed to mention that Alisson Becker, world's best goalkeeper, our starting striker, Diogo Jota, out as well. We have injuries just as prominent as they do. Connor Bradley, who would have been a great attacking threat, and pocketed Martinelli on occasion as well. Jurriën Timber is out. Bukayo Saka, maybe the most overworked forward alongside Mo Salah, but Mo Salah is absolute physical fitness specimen, right, as well. Bukayo Saka is a good kid as well. I like Saka a lot. Would have been an ideal replacement, but you're not going to get him out of there. He's burnt out as well. I don't think they really have the firepower in Jesus, Trossard, and Havertz. I don't think they have the sustained firepower to challenge for the title. The midfield is amazing. Defensive is amazing as well. I think they can improve on Raya as well. Things are looking good for Liverpool and the Reds, and I'm absolutely delighted. And speaking of delighted as well, the best way to support this channel is through YouTube membership. Thank you so much to all the members. It really makes my day. I have a special treat for you this week. It's been long overdue, but all of the videos I mentioned are coming out this week, right? We've got my real thoughts, raw, uncensored views on Redmond TV, my raw, uncensored, unfiltered views, and some behind-the-scenes shenanigans. Lawrence McKenna, that will come out this week as well. Another one is Wataru Endo's chapter of his book Duel, that will come out as well this week. And my tries on some of the Liverpool Fan in Japan goodies. That's an excellent video as well.
Wow, really nice hat.
Nunez.
Oh, yes.
Coming out this week. I really appreciate you guys. If you want to support the channel, YouTube membership is the best way. Cheaper than a cheesy cheeseburger, a cheap one from Mackie D's, and more tasty too. Literally, it's really, really cheap. But if you can't afford it, then it's absolutely fine. A like would be really appreciated as well. But now is the best time to join the channel because you're going to get all of those videos, at least 4 members videos this week, as well as a live stream announcing the winners of the shirt. Now, you're going to get a stadium version of this shirt for my best 11 for modern day tactics. And I will announce all of the upcoming competitions as well. Going to do big things. October is my birthday month and I'm going to celebrate in style. Speaking of celebrating in style, these are all of the merch and goodies from Mercari Japan that I've got left to open. It's now a finite amount. Finally, it's not overflowing out of the box. These are all the kits that I've ordered throughout the year. Let's open one up and treat myself to a kit. There might be some occasional weeb stuff thrown in here or Ato's shirts. And oh my goodness. It's like a train bag. Shinkansen bullet train bag. That's definitely Ato's. Next, because anything that arrives. Hello, that is a weeping. third time lucky. That was Juvia from Fairy Tale. Third time lucky. It's black. It's back. It's a 2-piece in sandwich bags. Is this even kit? Let's have a look. More weeb goods. Wow, we really are depleted in terms of opening kit. There we go, standard chartered, that's what we like to see. White delight with pink tape. I've been getting through the kit all year long, and this is the Just Rewards. Looks a little bit small. Looks a little bit small. It's nice. Western Union banking partners. Bob Paisley on the back. Can I wear this? Let me give this a go. Okay, with the blue Liverbird badge of approval, standard charter. This is very silky. This is not bad. I can wear this. Maybe I'm being on a diet, lose some weight. It's all good. Miyazaki-man Ichiban. It means the best. Thank you so much. This is a channel of substance and abundance. Smash that like, comment below. We have a point. We're well on our way. Emirates fixture is out of the way, and they've got to come to Anfield now, and let's see how they do in that fixture as well. Miyazaki-man Ichiban, as I mentioned. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a positive start to my week. I watched clips of it. I watched some of it last night as well. Truth be told, I watched at least 70% of it. I was too excited to sleep. Till next time, Jaine, ciao. Play my music.
Liverpool fan in Japan.